day, my fellow Americans. I want to talk to something of very much importance to our country. Today is December 25th, the year of our Lord 2014. Remember, it is I, President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States of America, from the year of 1861 to my timely death at the assassination of a madman's bullet in 1865. Today I have a special guest. Once again, I'm talking from beyond the grave, from the city of Eternal Stone in Washington, D.C., at the Lincoln Memorial Monument. I'm talking to someone you should all recognize just by his face. I will let him explain why we need Americans to support his vision of the future in America. We have one group of people who fight only for the rich and powerful. They can be called from now on out. I would define this term simply as the 1%ers. Within the past 40 years, 50 years, at one point the 75 to 80% of all wealth in the United States of America. But now, that same 1% owns 99% of all money that comes into the United States, which surpasses in our revenue in the trillions. They now own trillions of dollars. I also name some of these people by name: Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, and the Cox brothers. People alone surpass in their earnings. No, yes, and just for fun, we're at Warren Buffett. These 6 people alone make more than 5 billion people on the planet. Once again, this is President Abraham Lincoln speaking from beyond the grave. Don't believe anything I have to say. Investigate yourself. When Time Magazine, People Magazine, the New York Times, when they do their annual inventory of what these people made, the 50 or 100 richest people in the world, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. These people alone, those 6 people combined, make more than 5 billion people throughout the world. It is despair of the rich versus the poor. The middle class in America has shrunken by 10 to 50% every year since the beginning of this time period. Yet it is the poor in the middle class who make up the maximum of the tax base. I tell you, it's a shame. During my time as president, all companies, research it, Google it, Bling it, Yahoo it, all companies paid their fair share of taxes. But yet Apple Corporation made $30 billion last year in profit, and yet only paid 1% of taxes. Some companies now throughout the United States are paying no taxes for 10 years. What do you think it's doing to the tax base? It's eroding it. But therefore, I will not speak about that. I will let my special guest do the talking. Hello, Americans. This is President Obama speaking. The 44th President of the United States. We have now a time in history when ever so many have worked for the prosperity and the sublime making of our country. Yes, I do use fancy words when I talk. Never have so few given so little. The rich increase to make more money. As they say on the streets of New York City, it takes money to make money. But how can you, an average American, be a Oprah Winfrey, a Warren Buffett, a Bill Gates? We are at a time in history when the many work for the preservation of the few. It's unfortunate that this occurred. And many Americans cannot see that because they are blinded by hate and self-preservation. If you stand for something, then you will fall for anything. And when the day comes when our soldiers come to your house and knock on your door, because one day the people from Walmart might get our troops to succeed in Texas and fight against the federal government. What will happen to you as a basic civilian if there is a second civil war? You and your kids and your family members will be killed, either by one side or another. We have seen it happen in many countries now throughout the world, where they're in a state of civil rebellion. Remember, people, the United States of America was the leader in technology and fighting warfare. Remember, our Civil War costed millions of people's lives. Millions. It was the bloodiest history and all the fighting of any civil war in the history of mankind. The American Civil War was the bloodiest. Remember, many people said that we would not go to civil war. Even Abraham Lincoln, Honest Abe, the 16th president, said the period that the South would secede was little. But once again, now we hear people Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Oklahoma, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, talking about seceding from the Union. They talk about it as though it's a light conversation. Do you know that our federal troops will use biological weapons and nuclear weapons to succumb any defiance against the federal government now? In America, there's 350 million people. And we were to now subside into a state of civil war. It is estimated that 100 million people will be killed in the first 2 years alone. It is a sombering prospect. Remember, you have a choice to vote for leaders who are going to do what is right for right's sake, because it is the right thing to do. And leaders who do the opposite, who only vote for special interest groups, who support Apple, Walmart, and McDonald's, and Coca-Cola. When you vote, remember this. And then I will turn it back over to the honest Abraham Lincoln, Honest Abe as he called. When you vote, from now on out, vote like your lives, your children's lives depend on it. Vote for who is going to preserve our union and our state. Do not vote for leaders who advocate civil war, separation, and secession. It can only lead to total destruction. I now turn it over to Honest Abe. There you have it, my fellow Americans. Talking about affairs. You know, President Obama has a nice speaking voice. He is known also as a great orator. He sort of sounds like me. Only thing different about him is born in Hawaii, but he grew up in Illinois. So, he's alright with me. Remember, people, remember, on this Christmas Day, 2014, we have a choice. Within a year and 6, 7, 8 months, you'll be voting for new leadership in America. A new president. You have a chance to make history again. Also, you have a chance to vote for people who were for secession, the weakening of our federal government. Remember, you choose a path of evil, certainly you will die by evil means. If you choose the path of righteousness, then you will be rewarded. Remember that. Once again, I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a prosperous Happy New Year. This is Honest Abe speaking from the city of D.C. Once again, I must say thank you for listening, and God bless these United States of America.